Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise, and today I'm going to do karmic readings on both Robert Mercer and Rebekah Mercer. I want to give credit to a Facebook friend of mine, Robert Wilkinson. Oh, I don't know if I can get it to focus, but we're in the same astrology group called Mundane Astrologers, and he pointed out that and this is something I did not know, that the Lincoln Project says that, I guess from their research, they've figured out that both Robert and Rebekah were the financiers, chief financiers of the fascist movement. So I guess her birth date is December 6, 1973, Yorktown Heights, New York. We don't have a time, but maybe it's out there. Robert Mercer is July 11th, 1946, San Jose, California. So, yeah, and I totally agree with Robert. They're fascist, anti-Semitic, racist, and fund the worst of the worst. So I want to look at their karma. Oh, and also I put in my community section an interview with Jane Mayer on the Mercers and the dark money that's behind the rise of Trump and Bannon. It was, from a while back, but it's a full interview you can listen to that was on Democracy Now! So that's linked if you want to look at that in my community section. Okay, so let me set Rebekah aside. And this one I don't have enough room to do the karma from past lives, so I'm just going to start with the karma from this lifetime when I get up there. But first of all, okay, so Robert. So for Robert, the forces in motion in this lifetime, based on all his attitudes, actions, beliefs, everything that's going on inside of him, currently, the forces in motion. Whoa! Okay. His challenges. Yeah, okay. And his specific karma that he brought in this lifetime to try and heal. Okay. What he's destined to experience this lifetime. So, more of his karma. Okay. His professional future. Ooh. And his personal future. Wow, that's interesting. Okay. Might have to draw more cards on that one. That's a little confusing to me, but we'll see what comes through. Okay, so let me get Rebekah's out, and then I'll get everything in frame. Okay, so Rebekah. So the forces in motion in her life. Well, how interesting. Okay, her challenges. That actually isn't surprising at all. Her challenges, yeah. Her specific karma for this lifetime. And what she's destined to experience. Her professional future. Okay. And her personal future. Okay. Don't worry, that card's not always as happy as it looks. But then again, maybe she heals something, so we'll see. Okay, let me get these in frame. I think I have enough room. Just barely. Yeah, that's okay. I'm just going to have to scrunch them up a bit. Okay, I think that's good. Make sure you can see everything there, the writing, and just in case. Yeah, wow. So, all right, let's dive into Robert first. And then, I just have a feeling like these cards are kind of, the two characters here are going to play off each other. Okay. So, for Robert, the forces in motion in his life right now is just one big hell realm. One big dark night of the soul, one big regret, insomnia, sleepless nights. Things are not going well for him. And his challenge is to keep his life in balance. His challenge is to open up to all that life has to offer. I read this card a little differently than most readers. It is about balance and tolerance. So on one level, this definitely makes sense, is that he has not been a tolerant person. He is racist, right? So that's his challenge, is he does need to be more tolerant. But on another level, I look at these two cards as looking at balancing out the soul forces, so that there's nothing holding back from saying a big yes to life. And you can see that it's Archangel Raphael, and it's one of the healing archangels. So he could very well wind up having his you would call it a fall from grace, but racist people don't really have any grace in their lives. So that's the thing he's needing to heal in his soul, is his racist tendencies. And that's his challenge. I don't know if he'll be able to give that up. And then up here, as far as the specific karma for this lifetime, well, with the Ten of Swords reversed, he came in with the ability to, get some higher guidance. He came in with, understanding already what success and, but it feels like more of like a mercenary type of an attitude about life. But he does have the ability, to turn things around. To release. But then again, if you just go with the image here, it's like the dude's laying on top of a bunch of swords. So maybe in his very last lifetime, it didn't work out well for him at all. And he brought in this place that he's been unconscious of in his soul, where he creates, because look at these together, and he's created this. He's created this place where he is going to betray himself over and over and over again, betray the best of what a human being can grow into. And he just didn't go for the lesson. He stayed in his racist tendency. So who knows, from his last lifetime, it makes me wonder, was he in the Nazi party? Although, let's see, when was he born? What was it, 40, hold on. 46, yeah, he could have been in the Nazi party, and it didn't work. Of course, for him, didn't work well, but he didn't get the lesson because he was on the wrong side. Wow. Okay, so his what he's destined to experience this lifetime. Well, with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, it looks to me like he's created dependencies in his, so this would be with his daughter and any other women in his life. Like, he likes to make them dependent on him so he can be the big guy. But it's also a card of being really, really stupid with money, really mismanaging your money and your resources. So he's bound to experience that he's lost. And yeah, I mean, imagine how much money he put into Trump. Oh, and he lost it all. It didn't work. It didn't work, dude. You know, what an idiot. Because he's not in any way, shape, or form aligned with spiritual law at all. You know, so there's that. But, you know, this is like it's a really gloomy card because this person is really just focused on the money and they're not getting it anymore. They've lost it. You know, this can be a card of bankruptcy. This can be a card of just constantly worrying about money to the point that you neglect your own physical body. Because money's more important than anything. So he's going to have to experience more of that. More of being stupid with money. Okay. Professionally, with the King of Cups reversed, ooh, I mean, that I don't know which one of these is, well, they're both terrible. But so this is like the emotionally manipulative tyrant. This is somebody with absolutely no emotional intelligence or intelligence, intuitive abilities that come through at all. It's even a card of violence. But you can, you know, it gives you that feeling of still being like really calm, but it's all a big lie underneath, you know. And it's also one of those cards of duplicity. So like somebody, and because it's a king, we have to go with that realm of, you know, some leader who pulls a fast one on him and takes his money. I mean, like this is pretty much what happened with Trump and Steve Bannon, and you know, they got their money. They took their money, but then again, this guy was the idiot that offered it up. You know, I think it was Rebekah that went to Trump and said, "Hey, well, we'll fund you. We'll put in $10 million, and you can start this super PAC, and we can funnel more money through Citizens United, and you can have all the money you want to promote whatever message, whatever misinformation warfare, whatever lies you want to put out there. We'll fund you." And that's what they did. You know, they created Cambridge Analytica. So this shows that he's going to get that right back at him because, you know, that's what he put out there. So somebody's going to pull a fast one on him. This is the future position. He's already lost, but this is the future position. Now, in his personal future, well, this is kind of weird because with the Queen of Cups, it's, you know, it's not a bad card at all. It has to do with healing. So he might do some inner healing. He might. And, you know, I mean, no matter how awful a person's been, we really want every soul to heal. If we're going to align with the laws of love, which is, you know, what the universe is based on, why would we want to, you know, we want to see justice, of course. Well, the justice has been served because he's lost his cash, and he based his self-worth on cash. Otherwise, he wouldn't have done what he did, you know. I mean, the guy had plenty of money to pay his taxes. There's no reason to hoard it. There's no reason to be in that place where you just want to keep it yourself and you don't want anyone else to have it. You know, it's like, oh, woe is me, the plight of a billionaire. You might have to give up, give up some millions. Well, nobody needs $1 billion to live their entire lifetime. And if you're a multi-billionaire, you can give back. That's what it's for. So But so maybe there's healing for him. I hope that that's what it is. I hope that he goes inside and does his deep healing work and grieves and turns it around, and then, because he's in that dark night of the soul right now. So maybe something will shift within him. So we'll see. Time will tell. And, justice always comes through, even though it doesn't always happen in the same lifetime. So, okay, so now let's tune into Rebekah. So Rebekah, ooh. Now the Queen of Cups, as beautiful as the Queen of Cups straight up can be, as bad as reversed can be. And in the reverse position, of course, this is another duplicitous type of dishonest, insecure, needy, immature, very, very immature. And, overly sensitive, like I was saying, and unfaithful. So she may be making some moves herself to not be in this mess. This makes me wonder. Wow. Now, with her challenge, this has to do with money given and money received. So she may be more on the hook than he is. Well, but then again, they've both lost their money. They both have lost it because their money went in the wrong direction. So, it went towards no good, right? I mean, it's just... And this card has to do as well as with, prosperity and having the ability to actually give. Well, when it's in a challenge position, I think maybe her resources are depleted. I think that, you can read it as if it were in the reverse position, because it is. It's in a challenge position. It's the same meaning. And then we're talking lots of debt, lots of, like strings attached, like giving to get. Well, that's what, it's been her MO, right? And abusing. Abusing and being, this is a card when it's reversed. If you, let me put it this way, just so you get the image. Both of these, these guys together, he's having a fall from whatever bit of grace he may have ever had in his soul, and she's having she's going down in history as a scam artist. That's what this is about, because all her money, or all her focus has just been on money, with the moon and Taurus there. So there's that. I think I'll just leave them reversed so that you really get that it's a challenge. Now, as far as her specific karma, with the Eight of Swords reversed, she might. I don't know that she's going to be like going to jail for it. I might have to do, I think I might have to use the Kipper or the Lenormand to get more information, but when the Eight of Swords comes in reversed, it can definitely be a release. But, if you go with like the old, sometimes, you can look in the old text of tarot and you can get some of the creepier meanings, and one of the creepier meanings with this card is just having a tremendous amount of opposition and and treachery. So maybe in her past lifetime she didn't get away with it, or maybe she did, but in this lifetime she won't, because this is very, very possible. If she brought in this karma from her last lifetime, she might have gotten away with something, but now in this lifetime I don't think so. Because this is a card of, like something very, very fated. And you don't get to walk away. You know, you don't get to walk away because you can't. Okay, so what she's destined to experience, though, in this lifetime, what's coming down, well, yeah, you know, she's a daughter of luxury. She's someone who lives that type of a lifestyle, and I don't really see that that's going to change. Although, you know, her challenge here, she might not lose her money, but she's definitely lost her reputation. And I don't see that changing from here. In her professional future, she's going to be isolated with the Hermit card. That brings in, you know, solitude. And that's not what a person like her wants, because she's like, you know, the debutante socialite, you know, gag me kind of girl. And in her personal future, this card can be happiness and joy and, you know, children and play and fun, but it can also be a medical card. It can be having problems with your health. There is that possibility. So I think I'll do is just draw, let's see how much room I have here. I'll draw another card for each of them, professionally and personally. Okay, so let me do hers first. So hers professionally. Yeah, she's going to be silenced. And then hers personally, Rebekah personally. Yeah. It's like, go back to school. Go back to the school of life, because you haven't learned anything. Okay, so with Robert, his professional future, yeah, and then personally for him, yeah. Okay, so for him, well, with the Three of Swords reversed, it's not really that much better. It can be that there's some forgiveness, but who are these people that would be forgiving him? You know, I guess the people that he loaned money, or that he invested in, I suppose, or the people that he got others to invest in. It can be that professionally in his future, you know, what I'm hearing is what he's going to have to do is apologize. If he wants to clear anything up, he's going to have to say, hey, you know, I screwed up. And it might be that because he goes through this dark night of the soul, he comes through and clears things up inside of himself, and then he does apologize. So we'll see if that happens. I don't really know if that's actually going to happen. But that's, you know, I'm just telling you what the, you know, the meaning of the card is. On another level, you know, because the swords always represent thoughts and thoughts and communications, the way our mind works, the way our minds work. So he could have, this could be a bit of, especially combined with this card, that place, you know, of Alzheimer's, and being really distracted and confused. I mean, he could be sorry, but he's also losing. He's also losing relationships. So professionally in the future, there's that's not a very bright future for him. Now, for her, I think she's going to be quiet, because the High Priestess is quiet. You know, it's a place where you go inside and try and get some guidance. So, but professionally, for a professional, like, you don't, these are both very quiet, inwardly reflective cards. So she's going to be reassessing herself, and she's not going to be out there. So there's that. Okay. And then personally for Robert, with the Knight of Cups reversed, this is somebody that he can't trust. This is somebody coming into his life who is a cheater, who just comes in and deceives. Tries to get him to get involved with something that wouldn't be good for him at all. And so does he take the bait? That's, because this is in his personal life. This is somebody who's, brings in some, like I said, an offer, some type of a proposition that wouldn't be good to take in, or to get involved with. It's like a grifter. This is a card of grifters. This is like the Donald Trump card. So, yeah, it's going to be really tricky, personally, for him. Now, in her personal future, with the Page of Pentacles reversed, that's a really immature card. So I think because with this card here and this card, I think she's just going to be really wasteful. I think she's going to be quiet, and she's just going to stay home in her, in the walls of her abundance. And maybe she's going to drink a lot of wine. I don't know. But this is just somebody who's like, it's just disappointing and wasteful. And she's not going to get the information that she wants. It's like, go back to life school because you haven't gotten your lesson. It can even be bad news about money, because the Pentacles are all about, material resources. It can be that, because with these cards, combined, yeah, that she's not, whoever comes into her life isn't anybody that's trustworthy. But I feel like she's just going to be hanging out at home and not really doing anything. So, let me pause this for a moment, drop the camera down, and I'll decide if I'm going to use the Lenormand or the Kipper to look into their future, because I think we know enough about their past. I think we know. I mean, the writing's on the wall there, and the truth is going to come out. For sure, her personal future will be revealing, everything that happened in the past. But I want to look and see, like, what happens to them. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I decided to use the Lenormand for Robert, and I'm using this deck here. It's actually a combo of Lenormand and Gypsy, so we get 52 cards. Okay, so for Robert, and this is going to be like for his future only. Okay. So big changes. Ooh. Okay. Wow. Okay, so Let me move these up a little bit. Leave room for closed captions. Okay, so with Robert, the theme we have going on here are partnerships, allies, people who were in a contract with him, removed from him because he's seen as a dangerous alliance. So there's a clearing out, a cutting off from, future commitments. This could even be a divorce, and especially because we have the main female card here. This could be his wife that divorces him if he's married. I know nothing about his personal life, honestly. So you guys will have to fill me in, or I'll look it up later. But I love the comments. You guys always let me know the things that I've missed and give me, excellent links to check things out too. I appreciate that. And there could, because the dog knights over, but then we have this obstacle here. So even people who were very, very loyal to him in the past now see him as an obstacle. And they're not trusting his tricky, nefarious, cunning, sly, sneaky, scams. They're not trusting that manipulation and the lies anymore. So there's that. And maybe people don't have the same ideology as he, anymore. The numbers of people who, we could tell by this election, the fact that Trump was voted out shows us that racism, while it's still there, it's not the numbers, because we won. We the people won. In spite of the fact that there was voter suppression and I think even some cheating in some states. Like, how the heck did Mitch McConnell get reelected? Excuse me. When he had a 17% approval rating, and how did he win by 243% or something? Like, how does that happen? That math doesn't work out. And Robert Mercer, he's supposed to be the mathematical genius, but so far that's not working out well for him. His future is full of change, based on the fact that he has scammed people out of money, and they're pissed off, and they've cut off their alliance with him. And Rebekah has been somebody very, very important, but this I think is his wife. And I think this card is saying, yes, this key relationship is now gone. So if it's not his wife, then it would be an important female in his life. He will still have, I don't see this guy as, but then again, because this card, this scythe that, cuts and clears and, creates decisions, this card does knight over to the house. So it could be that in a divorce, he loses his house. And he has to go and try and recreate that. This could also be verbal abuse at home, and she's had it, whoever this is. I mean, this main female is in the Lenormand system, the main male is the person you're reading on, and the main female is their partner, in whatever shape that, has been created in. Whether it's common law marriage or just a partnership. It could be money partnerships too, but it would be the main person. So this could be Rebekah, even though the child card didn't show up, but it could be, if he's not married and if he's not in a relationship. And if it is Rebekah, then the cards are saying that she decides to stay away from him. She decides to cut her losses with him. And we have to remember her tarot cards did look better than his. But if it is Rebekah, she's having to figure out why, how all the lies, and she was involved in. If it's not Rebekah and it's a woman in his life, she does see that he is a liar and a scam artist, and she doesn't want to have anything to do with him anymore. And these are key relationships that are blocking him. They're done. This card, the Mountain card, often is hidden enemies as well. So sometimes, like the friends that you thought were loyal, you didn't even know are an enemy. Like, what would you call that? A frenemy, I suppose. This is a major, obstacle, and it does delay everything. So for him, on another level, could delay, decisions that he's trying to make because other people now have some power. But, when you're a billionaire, your lessons are going to come in the form of relationships and betrayals because, unless you're a billionaire that uses your money to help. It gives away lots and lots and lots of it. Like, what's her name? Well, even Jeff Bezos, he's donated quite a bit of money to the state of Washington, and his ex-wife, she donated a crap ton. I mean, that's a that's a logical amount of money, right? She donated a lot of money for. During the, she's probably still donating it, but she has donated a lot of money to help out with COVID. I can't remember her name, but yeah. So that's you can use your money for good. So, but in his life, I think he's going to have to lose relationships to get his lessons, and they are definitely going to hit him home. So, okay, I'm going to pause again and get another deck. I think I'm going to use the Kipper for what's her name? For Rebekah. But in this situation, I have to raise the camera up just a little bit because the cards are bigger. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I'm using the Fundicicle, something like that, Kipper, by Ciro Marchetti. Okay, so it's basically like, from the 1890s in the Industrial Revolution. Okay, so for Rebekah's future, it's the same thing, 10 cards for Rebekah's future. Ooh, something's ending. Yeah. This one. Wow. Wow. Wow, okay. Well, I'm glad I used this deck. Hold on, I'll get things in frame and you'll see what I'm talking about. So the way I always read is I use the middle cards as the theme. And then with whether it's the Kipper or the Lenormand, all the negative cards highly influence the other cards. And sometimes the really positive cards can do the same thing as well. But I don't see anything positive here. Not one single card. So this is her father. So in her future, I think he might be imprisoned. Or at least stopped. This card doesn't have to necessarily mean that a person is locked up and in jail, but it can be. But it's definitely a restriction. It's like the Eight of Swords in the tarot, except stronger. Now, okay, but the theme for her in her future, she has change coming in. I mean, you can see this. It's apparent here. There's maybe she's moving house. Maybe people are leaving her life, and it's creating a lot of change. Maybe she's literally just going to be like traveling and getting away. But at the least, it's like a job type of change. And we read directionally with these systems, so she's moving towards something that's not good at all. She's not going to like. She's moving towards a lot of stress where she's going to just be worried all the time. And nightmares, this is a card of like just serious problems in your life. Also, this card is pointing towards these cards. So there in this the thievery card is also like the fraud card. This is the card that's like the let me see if it's close by. Yeah, let's see, it'll be on the top here, somewhere in here. Yeah, the fox. Same, pretty much the same meaning. So we're talking, she has scam in her future. Somebody's going to scam her, or she's really worried about going to jail for being a scam artist herself. Because she did, they did create lies. They created misinformation. They got a lot of people, to vote for Trump, and that was in 2016. Well, they were still at it in 2020. So that's on her. But the change coming into her life is that she's going to lose something. This doesn't have to be a person at all. This can just be that you're losing something. Yeah, you're losing something, and it could be her freedom. And it could also be her father's freedom. So with this being the theme, the change is, it's definitely going to happen. The rules, the legalities, because we have the courthouse here, the rules there's going to be probably new laws, and these are the kind of people that have all kinds of money in offshore accounts, and that change is going to cause major problems for them. I think that these are, because remember, this is all about the future. I'm not asking about the past, I'm asking about the future. So new rules, because this card Knights over here, there's endings for her and him because there are new laws put in place. Wow. And it creates a major amount of stress for them, but because now they're going to have to pay taxes. That's what I'm getting out of this. Somebody steps in and says, no, that's the way it happened in the past is not the way it's going to be in the future. And they see her as being, a scam artist. And her father as well. This is definitely her father. And because, you read these two cards mirror each other, and these two cards mirror each other, so there's an ending for him. This is often he named it the coffin in this deck, but it's often called the fatality card. And but it means the same thing, whether it's the Lenormand or the Kipper, is that there's an ending and there's a loss. The transformation doesn't come until the loss is, till the ending happens. It can be, a funeral too, and this would be her dad. So in her future, of course she's going to lose him someday, but it causes whatever is ending besides, him someday. She's just, the rest of her life, it does not look happy at all to me. And if we read across directionally, just, there's going to be an ending of, friendship and community and feeling like she has friends anymore. And then this change in friendship, loss of friendship, like we saw with the tarot, is going to be very, very stressful for her. And then, of course, someday she will lose her father. But it causes her a lot of despair to lose, her debutante, her socialite lifestyle. Because who wants to hang out with her anymore? The people that mobbed, that rioted the Capitol, she wants to hang out with those people? Okay. Wow. Okay, and then this could be, because if I combine these cards, this is new legal, documents, new amendments that are created that affects her. This card is all about legalities, and it could be charges come down on her. And laws are changed, but the laws that were in place come down on her. This could be a subpoena. Because remember, this whole thing's her future. And it's tied to how her and her father, robbed people of the vote, because I'm sure they were involved in voter suppression, anything to, get what they want financially. That's their MO. So, and then because this card here at the end is also for her, besides her dad, she may be locked up. She's at least stopped, and she can't get out of it. And this is, one of those places of like your own self-created prison. But it's also being trapped. So, I think the secrets are out, and people know, they know who her and her father are. So, wow, way to go. But anyway, I don't see anything happy with this. Let me see if I'm missing anything here. No, I think I've said it. If I say any more, I'm just going to be repeating myself, and I probably already have. So, okay. Way to go, Rebekah. You just ruined your life. Wow. Okay, well, I'm going to close this up, and you guys take good care. Love you all. Bye.